How are we, ladies and gentlemen? Swings Fight Tube here. My name is Sunny, and we took off down the coast to sunny Windang. Check out Freestyle MMA and have a chat with the great Colby Thicknesse. Hope you liked the interview, and I am sorry about the malfunction. It's my first interview. I'll get better, I promise. Like, follow, share it around. Plenty to come. Check it out. Love yous. So here we are back. Swings, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with Colby Thicknesse, recently announced on UFC Perth, coming up against, what's his name, Mousasa?
Yep, we'll go with that.
Mousasa, is that it?
Yeah, Mousasa, I think.
Mousasa.
Yeah.
And what do you know about him?
He's powerful. He's super athletic. He's pretty green to MMA. And I think it's going to be a good matchup is what I think mainly.
And when you look at, like, obviously when you get these fights sent down from UFC, coming off the, debut loss, late notice against Topuria, it's a huge fight.
Mm-hmm.
What's the message you reckon coming down from UFC when they give you another opponent, coming off a loss as well? Do you think that it seems like they're backing you?
I think so, yeah. I think it's definitely where it's like a prospect versus prospect sort of fight. So he's obviously coming off a loss to Carlos Ulberg, who I think was 36 at the time when he beat him. And it was like a minus 700 favorite. So it was sort of like an upset loss against him. Yeah, so he got clipped with a head kick, got subbed. He beat a tough guy and a contender 9-0, but before that, he hasn't really fought anybody too crazy. We actually have a same opponent in Marvin Malai, the guy I beat at Hex for his belt. Yep. We both finished him in the first round sort of thing. So we both had same previous opponents. He fought a high-level fight with a contender, won that split decision, and lost his debut.
And what camp's he coming out? Like, is he coming out of a known camp? Are there fighters in his gym?
No, I don't think so, to be honest. No. Right. From a Congo, I don't think. I haven't done too much research in his gym and that, but I'm pretty sure there's no one else signed from his gym yet.
Righto. And have you started to put together, I'm sure you have, like, you come from top-end gym, you guys have started to already work on a game plan? You're working on strategy?
Yeah, so I've watched some tape. I don't watch heaps of tape. I watch enough so I get like a mental image of when I'm shadow sparring, visualizing, so I can not predict, I guess I should say. I'm familiar with his patterns, what he wants to try and do, where he's going to try to hit me and all that sort of things, but I don't get too caught up in it. Like some people go really in depth where I just need a couple of key points for me and I sort of just fight my fight after that. Right.
That sort of pushes me into my next question. Like, where did you, obviously growing up in the gym that you have with, elite guys like Volkanovski, coming up under them, Joe Lopez, the structure involved there. But when did you think, like, this is especially for like young fighters and stuff coming up in the circuit, like at what point did you have to start mastering your head? Like, when did the mental stuff start becoming a big factor for it?
Two answers. One, I reckon it started when I was like 6 years old and I was already competing in wrestling as a kid. So I was like pretty nerve-wracking walking into a wrestling mat trying to wrestle another kid in that, and even if it's in like a small PCYC setting, anything where you're a young kid and is one-on-one in some version of combat sports, you get that mindset pretty young. And then the second answer would be probably after the Topuria fight when I started speaking to a sports psych. Sort of just, it was almost good to speak to someone about because I had a lot of the answers in my head already, but either way I could explain it is it was like I got a line and it's just all squiggled on interchanged or crossover, however you want to think about it. Then speaking to him, it's been able to sort of just go much more linear, trying to put different pieces together and things finally sort of make sense and ticking over and that.
Have you done psychologist stuff before? Is that your first sort of?
I haven't done not spoken to someone. I used to do all of my own stuff. So it'd be like journaling, visualization, all that sort of things in that aspect regards to the mindset and that.
Yeah, not to jump into it, not to interject, but like I remember since meeting you, like we've known each other for a few years now, and ever since knowing you, like at your age, one thing that stood out to me with him is that like for 25 years old, the mental fortitude that you've built up, like for example, like after the Topuria loss, like you said, coming from the competitive background, I'm sure that sort of helps with it. But for me, like I was hanging out with you hours after that loss, and I remember you saying to me, yeah, man, I didn't shy away from the feels. Like you sat in it, you copped it, you took it all on board, and then you let that wash over, and then you started to just go straight into the positives. You just started to look for your silver linings and then, getting ready to go back to work. And for me, it's like, you look at that and you go, that's got to be one of the main things that sets champions apart from just your Joe Blow coming up in the scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you think that for guys, trying to work out what their destiny is in the fight scene, do you think that's one of the big parts they have to start looking at? Like looking at looking at psychologists, looking at starting to work on their own strengths mentally that will, help them get through these things because, chasing that O's, it's an impossible task.
I think it's massive because a lot of people understand like how much physical fighting goes into it, and they say it's like mostly mental, but until you actually fight someone, you don't realize how true that is. Like, you don't have time to think. You're thinking you're getting hit, you're getting kicked, you're getting taken out, whatever. It's purely your instincts. And you have to have enough faith and confidence and belief in yourself to know that, all right, I've honed my instincts through training. Now I'm fighting, I've got to rely on my instincts. And that's normally where some people can come undone. Because if you have doubt of that, if you have doubt about your ability to perform, you're then doubting your instincts. If you doubt your instincts, they won't be there. And if your instincts aren't there in the fight, it's going to end up probably costing you.
Yeah, that game of millimeters, Like any hesitation can cost you.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, for you, like, were there certain things that you went through? Like, I know for me, like when I was going on my own self journey, I know it wasn't directly correlated to fighting, but I remember there were certain people I came along, certain, Rogan, for example, at one point, there was Jordan Peterson, there were guys that helped me sort of find out things about myself. Were there guys that some of these young fighters could look to, you think, that could help them with their journey? Because I know you've put me onto some books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some stuff to read.
Yeah.
So
There is, I think, firstly, it's about your inner circle, though. Because like, you could listen to, like, say, like all the Chris Williamson, Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, whoever you want to, but if your inner circle's shit, you're probably going to be shit.
You could.
So I think that's the biggest thing is firstly get that inner circle right. So I was lucky I had Joe and Bulk since such a young age, like growing up in a professional fighting gym. Like there's not many bad role models that you can have that will last in that environment sort of thing. And then I think it's just finding people who resonate with you and what your values are.
That
like,
similar mindset.
Yeah, there's
stuff,
so much self-help out there. I think too many people get too caught up in it. They're always chasing like the next big idea of a next big breakthrough, or like, I feel like most self-help could be summed up in probably like 3 to 5 good books.
Yeah.
And you should just read them and probably just study them. All you actually is probably just going to be a bit of fluff, or it's going to be the exact same point, just conceptualized a different way to try to make you understand it.
Yeah, I feel that. I think it's I don't know, to get off topic, but I think that's like, it's one of those things where it really comes down to like times in your life as well. I mean, like during certain periods, you're looking for that type of stuff, but then when you move past into a better period of your life, and you're more functional, everything like that, those things are less needed, and you can find all the answers everywhere if you're looking in the right places. You know what I mean? Rather than, I think the circle one's a big part of it. And I think getting to a gym, like you go in there, like we went into freestyle today for the first time. I took Sonny with us. We went in and we trained with Colby. We got to train with Mullarkey, some of the other guys in the gym. But one thing that stands out is it doesn't matter who you are in that gym. The same expectations are expected to you, no matter whether you're a UFC fighter all the way down to the bottom. And I think those are big things that young men need to learn. Go in there and understand that you should be the guy sweeping the mats at the end of the day. You should be the guy helping clean up. You should be the guy learning, your spot in the pecking order at these gyms, because it helps you as a young man. But anyway, off topic. Mainly, I wanted to discuss basically like the journey you've had from starting in this gym at Freestyle, working with guys like Volk, Joe, being a part of Volk's journey, and then obviously having your trailblazing journey through the regional circuit. And then you had the injury. Now, was that a period where you found a lot of your strength in understanding who you are? Because you would have gone through phases during them where, you didn't know whether, is that right?
Yes and no. I think during it wasn't as much as it was after it. Because when you're going through adversity, you think like, oh, this is like the worst thing that ever happened to me. But then once you come out on the other side, you can look back and be like, oh no, it was actually a blessing in the disguise. You can at least reframe it that way. Depends on the injuries. So I had a couple. So like most people know, I had a series of concussions. That was difficult. Broke my back. That was difficult too. And then I obviously blew my knee out as well. So like the 3 major ones, or actually probably 4, actually like tore all my rib cage as well. So they were like just little ones. But I think the worst one was the concussions, because I speak openly about it because it's good for young fighters to know, especially if they listen, is that, so I had 3 concussions in 6 months, which is like not good.
No.
One's not good. I had 3 in 6 months. One was mild. It was just I was wearing headgear. I got clipped the right hand behind me. I didn't see it. I didn't drop. I just stumbled and I was like, fuck, I don't feel well. Stop sparring. It was like 30-day concussion or whatever. Second one was on Monday for fight week when I was meant to fight Jarrett Wilbraham, actually. now retired, but was a teammate obviously at Freestyle. Me and Lockjaw had a head clash. He went to a hospital because he was bleeding. He had like 5 stitches on top of his head. I got hit on my eye, and then I remember thinking, oh, I've got like blurry vision, but I thought it was just because of where I got hit. Then I finished training, went home, and I started like throwing up everywhere. So that was pretty bad. Then obviously I had to go to hospital. Like, yeah, you definitely got a concussion. And then that was the second one. Then the third one was after the Kikembo fight. Correct. Yes, when I got dropped twice. But it was only bad because most people know now if they know anything about combat sports and that, but concussions can give you depression. So I ended up getting depressed probably for about 4 to 6 weeks after that first one. But I didn't know it was related because of a concussion. So I spoke to, I think his name's Andrew Gardner or Christopher Levi. There's 2, might have got them mixed up. But they were a concussion specialist, top of NRL up in Newcastle. So I went and I spoke to them and they told me like it's a normal part because like I'm normally like an 8 out of 10, like just baseline happiness, like super chill, go with the flow. Just, I always think like if you have a pretty, like, I always enjoy my Tuesdays. So like if you can go through your life enjoying your Tuesdays, it's an average day, like you're doing pretty well.
See what I mean? He's got these like this little checklist he goes through to get through life. I love it. And he tells me those things and I'm like, man, I've got to do one of these, These little tricks.
Yeah. Make sure you choose the average Tuesday. It's pretty good. Yeah, and then, so I spoke to him and I told him, he's like, oh, don't feel like nervous or scared, like nothing's wrong with you. It's just your brain's neurons trying to refire, retrain and everything like that.
So concussions are without a doubt, let's put this to rest. So concussions without doubt worse than a snap KO.
Oh, way worse.
Yeah.
Because at least with a knee, I'm like, all right, I'm in a brace, I can train around it. When I had verse 3, I wasn't allowed to raise my heart rate, I think, for 90 days.
Wow.
I wasn't allowed, I had to limit my screen time, like TVs, like sit like dark rooms at the very start. And then like, because you can't train, at least if you're injured, like say when I tore my knee or even when I broke my back, I was like, all right, I normally have a gym from this time to this time. I can't train, but I'll go there, I'll do my rehab.
Like Zane.
Yeah,
like
exactly
Zane.
right.
Yeah,
Spot on. But with a concussion, they don't want you at the gym. They don't want you looking around and things. They don't want
put
you
your back so
exactly
far,
right. And then you're left.
Takes you out of the mentality.
And then you're left alone. Not alone, but like obviously you are alone for most of it anyway.
Yeah.
And then you're left alone
Certainly alone
at home.
In your own head.
Yeah, exactly right. And then you're in your own head, and you're like, "Fuck, it's 5:30. I'm normally training, improving, and now I'm in my room by myself watching something." And then you're like, then you get frustrated because it's not an actual physical injury; it's purely mental. Like so. You feel like nothing's wrong with you, but with concussions, it's not same things. Not until you come out, you're like, oh, I actually was.
And you got to always err on the side of safety.
Exactly right, yeah.
The thing, like, one thing I would like to say, though, is like, regardless of whether you got 3, I would like to say, regardless of whether you got 3 concussions in that short amount of time, you can still take a shot, bro. That's a Topuria one.
Right. Sent me halfway across the cage.
Right, and they can throw. Like, you watch those Topurias, man. Like, you watch their technique in training, and he, like, there was
circled straight into
many,
it too.
And so many guys toting before that fight, like, that he's a better boxer than Ilya. And I think you took his biggest shot. Like, that's the biggest shot he could have put on. And then you
circling towards an overhand right.
That was first round, right?
First round,
and then you outstruck him second round. Good fight. But yeah, so you definitely still got the chin. That's nothing to worry about. Speaking of that, quickly, I wanted to jump into the Alex conversation. I know you obviously get spoken to about this every time, but I did want to ask. A lot of people talk about his chin. You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about whether or not it's cracked, whether or not it's still go. What do you think after the Diego Lopez fight?
I think, so Ilya did to Charles at 155, never been dropped. I think it's just, he's got like that
It is what it is.
It is, exactly right. Like Diego not flatline, but put down Ortega pretty comfortably, pretty easily, just off smaller punches. And Volk took like massive uppercuts, big cross, like all the power shots. He got drops, but it was never like where he got dropped and his eyes wasn't there and he was out. Like it's like nobody flash.
It's like nobody watched the Lopez fight. All these people are going like he's chin, and I'm just sitting there going like I'm pretty sure he was trading on the inside with Diego a fair bit.
Exactly right. Yeah,
but there was there's like that mega slow mos of him. They're just throwing on the pocket. But yeah, so you reckon and you reckon it's going to be the Mousasa fight? You reckon now that the Pico one's done that'll probably be made?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's the fight.
Because like it makes sense. Do it in October I think they're trying to do Madison Square Garden. I think because they obviously think they're trying to do. What they just announced, was it 320?
I know JDM his book
Islam.
that they're saying for
Yeah.
MCG, right?
Yeah. So I know they want to do that because obviously they announced like Fiera, Ankalaev, 2, all of them fights are lined up now.
Yep,
so it's like there's obviously an opportunity for it.
Yeah.
I don't think Volk wants to sit out because say if they fight in August and unless they give him a quick turnaround, like it's gonna be pretty hard to come back, especially if like a 5-round war.
Well, and for me, it's like, isn't the Mousasa fight more solidified now that he didn't take the Pico fight? Like, I mean, nobody can expect Mousasa to be denied a title shot just because he didn't fight Pico. Like,
Exactly
Pico
right.
was never in the argument.
Exactly.
For me, he should have been fighting for
he
should have been fighting for the belt anyway. So, I mean, this just lines up more for that fight, if you're asking me. Like, and I would love to see it. I think it's got a cool backstory to it. Craig in the corner. Like, I can't wait. And I think
18-0, undefeated guy.
Yeah, and it's and I mean, we were both there. Volk Islam won. Like, we can see what Volk does with those
wrestlers,
those Russian wrestlers, man. Like, I'm telling you, it's a good fight, good fun. Speaking of which, speaking of Craig Jones, so who are we expecting in the superstar corner for you in Perth?
I'm actually not sure.
You know, it's
going
to be all the talk.
It is. Definitely Volk and Joe.
Yeah.
And then the third one will remain a mystery.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mystery, man.
Maybe Adam Jones.
Maybe Adam Jones for a cameo.
Kasib. We'll see.
If what's it called? Craig's not allowed in UFC events.
Yeah. Oh, isn't he?
Oh, I mean, if he's not allowed, we'll just get Adam. They'll get his better half. Anyway.
Is that for the BJJ? They've got all the beef going on.
I think so.
Yeah, him and old Mikey. So. What's his name?
Oh, Mikey Moosh Smith.
Darth Rigatoni or whatever his name.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing, bro. Well, Craig, man, putting up that footage of him kissing that tranny other than I reckon he'd have to be one of the best marketers in the world, eh?
Like, there's lots of guys who do that who aren't known as best marketers.
No, 100%. But Craig can, he just does it right. I mean, he just looks like the kind of bloke that should be doing that kind of
kissing
content.
Kissing trannies or filming part?
Yeah, fits the bill. So, righto, so we've got Kasib's coming up.
Correct.
I mean, your relationship with Kasib, we got to watch a fair bit of it. I know people say, like, you don't talk about what goes on in the gym, but this is the flip side of that. I got to go in there and sort of witness you guys in your safe space.
Yeah.
Like your spot, you know what I mean? In freestyle, you and Cass done 1 million rounds together. Yeah. And man, it's different, hey? It's different watching you guys when you get to operate full flow state against someone you're comfortable sparring against. Like, man, I'm telling you, like any young guys who are out there who want to see if they can match it with the top guys, I strongly recommend taking a weekend, coming down here and jumping in with them because it's different. It's not what you think. Even when you see it on the television, even when you see it on the pay-per-view, even when you see it at the events, it's different. Like go to freestyle, have a sparring session with these guys. It's different. And like watching you and Cass, like you guys, it's the best relationship watching those guys in the same weight class, you know, hitting those same levels on the come up. Yeah. Just how much you think that can benefit the relationship.
Exactly right.
I see like Lockjaw's there as well. You know, he's another great fighter, but it's just the chemistry isn't there, right? Because it's the bantamweights against you two bantamweights working on each other. It's sick to watch in person. Yeah. And Case, man, how do you think he's going to go against down in Hex?
I think he's going to smoke the dude, bro. I don't think there's unsigned bantamweight, like, so besides being Cody unsigned to UFC, I don't think there's anyone who can touch him.
Yeah, well, I went on, I told you, didn't I? I went on ChatGPT, and I was typing in, like, who's the current rankings, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's touted as the #1 bantamweight prospect in Australia.
It would be, definitely.
Yeah, for me, definitely, like, watching you guys, but still, watching you guys there, like, I've never seen you guys spar together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different, eh?
Yeah.
Still, I've only ever seen you fight.
Yes.
Fucking hell, you kill them inspiring, eh?
Yeah. So sick. That's what I mean. Yeah. Even with sports psychology stuff, it's like I've said always, like, I'm not, even people said, like, oh, the Topuria fight too much too soon. I was like, if I bring who I am out inspiring to a cage in the UFC, I doubt there's many people who can touch.
No way.
Yeah.
And your striking continues to get better and better and better. Literally every time I see you. Not to say it was ever, but I'm saying every time I see it. And that's probably from, you know, training with Case, training with Zane, Mullarkey, man. They're weapons, eh? Like in Zane Martin.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Man, never seen him before, bro. He's a weapon.
Oh,
does he even not even have an Instagram or something?
He does. I think he's like Zane MMA, but like doesn't post or anything. He's just like a quiet assassin, bro.
Yeah.
Like he could go pro right now and probably like do pretty good, I think, against pretty much all the pros on the scene right now.
Yeah.
Like he's that good. Like I'll spar him and I'm like, fuck, you're only like a 400 amateur. Like, just completely forget. And he's like 20, 21 or something.
Great timing.
Yeah,
great
like super
boxing.
mentally switched on.
Yeah.
Like, goes to uni, so he still studies. So he's just upped me in every single aspect of my life.
Yeah, gone are the days where it's all like rags to riches in the fight
Yeah,
game,
no,
mate.
he's gonna like. I think he's trying to be like a physio or maybe a doctor or some shit. He's just got it all, that kid.
Brain cells to burn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, righto. So, what's your thoughts to bounce into some current events?
Mhm.
I was interested from like guys. All right, bouncing off that conversation we just had about the concussion.
Yeah.
I can't I can't grasp what's going on over at the moment with BJ Penn in Hawaii.
Oh,
And like, I don't understand, like, where do
Yeah.
you guys see? So I have some conversations with a few other mates that I know who are in the scene. And like, I've asked them, like, where do you think the obligation stands as far as from like the UFC for ex-fighters, especially with a guy like who's as high profile as BJ Penn, and mainly because of how high profile what's going on
yeah.
is. Like, where do you guys sit as fighters who are going through the process of, you know, your career,
Yep.
seeing these things happening to these guys post-career, and where do you feel like, what do you think the UFC's obligations are? Where do you think who should be picking up the check, basically?
I think, to be fair, I don't think it comes that much into the UFC, if I'm being honest. I think because I'll say the UFC is at fault if you get a guy who's got 7 KO losses in a row and they keep signing him to get KO'd. All right, then it's a company thing, but like, I don't know what BJ Penn record was when he went out. I don't know if he got slept heaps or whatnot. But I think the biggest thing is like, I fight. If I get concussed in a fight, that's fine. It's going to happen in a fight. If I get concussed in training, that's probably because I did something wrong or my partner did something wrong. Like, accidents can happen, but I shouldn't be getting concussed once every 2-3 months because I'm just trying too hard.
Yeah.
And then even if heaps of guys will get concussed, but they might not know it's a concussion, or they know it and they're just not going to tell anyone. And then what liability does the UFC really have? Well, you might go through your career maybe getting 1 or 2 bad knockouts, but you get a couple of wins, couple of losses, bit of trauma throughout your fights. But a fight's 15 minutes. Like, I sparred for 60 this morning.
Yes, exactly.
Like, realistically, I don't know. As the percentages go, I know the intensity's there in the fight compared to sparring, but you see how some of these people spar, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
they might be having a fight possibly 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And you just, I don't think it comes that much onto the company because they can't control what you do in training.
Leaving a piece of themselves in the sparring cage every week.
Yeah.
It's not smart in my opinion. But in saying that, I do also wonder, like, people go after UFC pretty heavily in these situations. And I do wonder, man, like, Dana's got he's got a bit of consistency of not talking about things on the back end. Like, how much have they tried to help him already? Like, they're getting crucified on the back end just because they're not talking openly about it. But I mean, I just can't imagine them not reaching out to BJ
even with
Penn and saying, like, are you good, man?
Ben Askren thing, how they asked, and Dan's like, I've already sorted it. I just don't talk about it public.
Mind you, like, Ben Askren was never somebody that Dana was a huge fan
He didn't
of.
He
got 3 fights under the thing, and he talked a bit of rubbish about the company through it.
Yeah.
Like, and Dana still did it. So it just doesn't make sense to me. But it's an interesting situation. And I think a lot of fighters are sort of watching it, wondering if somebody's going to step in and at least take his phone off him.
Well, it's legit. It's like, right here, state, like, I think the only place you can go is like a mental ward.
Yeah.
Like,
and who puts you there? Who puts BJ Penn there?
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be his family because he doesn't believe his family real.
Well, that one the other day, which was crazy to me, the one the other day, he was pointing out, saying the military have moved into my thing. I read a thing afterwards, don't know how true it is, but like, he's talking about them being military agents, his family. So
yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I even did one. I showed Bella because I was like, you wouldn't believe this dude. Like, she doesn't know too much about BJ. I'm like, one of the like best to do it in his prime and that. But now he's saying like Kayla Harrison's like a fake person and someone else weighed in, like paying all of them and stuff like that. And he's like, he's the only real fighter.
His daughter.
Yeah, he's cooked.
15 days after a
But then you got to think, how much is that concussions versus, I don't know what his history was, but imagine if you chucking some party-ins there after some big one, then don't know what you're and everything like that. It can just be a combination. So,
and then poor old UFC takes the
full force. Sorry, you don't know what he's done,
and it's not the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're pretty used to that stuff by now. But it is hard because I got sucked into it myself at the start, where I was like, you know, why aren't they out there helping BJ? Blah blah blah. Maybe take a step back. Kind of go, well, man, they probably are. There's just, how do you help a person?
Imagine if like Dana rocks up to his house. I guarantee BJ would be like, fuck off, you're not Dana White.
You're
like,
not
what
Dana
more can
White.
you do than that? Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, and righto, so I want to talk about one thing. So all fighters, for me, for example, like as a kid, whenever I'd play anything, like you said it to me before, you start to imagine your opponent, right?
Yep.
You start to put someone in front of you. Righto. So two parts this.
Mm-hmm.
When you've been training throughout your career coming up through your age,
mm-hmm.
who were the guys that you were matching yourself against when you were learning to train? Because I know a lot of guys learnt, say, to fight against Adesanya's style when they were coming up.
Yeah.
Who were the guys that you thought that you were going to meet in the UFC? Picturing, you know what I mean?
If I'm being honest, a lot of times I just pictured me sparring Volk.
Yeah?
Like, honestly, that's like, if, like, anytime, like, a lot of times it sounds weird, I would, like, shadow spar like a version of myself, I guess. And then if I'd switch to look like a self, I could do that mentally. But a lot of times I was just thinking, like, I don't need to imagine anybody. I've got the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world 2 feet across from me. Yeah. Why don't I just put him in front of him, picture what he does and things like that, and I can just use him as like a, not as like a competitive thing, but just use him as a body to work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, all right, he does these, I know what he's doing, I know how he's doing it, he showed me how he's doing it. What if I can reverse engineer that to try and catch something here or that? I think that helps a lot more, because I could shadow spar Sean O'Malley in my head for 50 rounds. It's probably not going to be as beneficial as me shadow sparring Volk for 5 minutes. Then we'll just go and spar normally.
Yeah. And you've watched, like you said, you've watched Volk so much that the version of him you're shadow sparring is real.
Yes.
Like, you know it. Yeah. Like, so you're versing somebody that's actually like a high level, so whereas, you know, the Sean O'Malley, it's probably the hair and the...
also.
But yeah, so what about in the, like the bed, like now you've cracked the UFC, right? We've all been, like collectively, the entire Australian MMA community has been holding their breath to find out when you get your next fight.
Yep.
You know, coming off the loss that it was, but everybody knows the details involved with it, you know, 9 days notice, late call up against a huge name in Topuria. And you forced him into a position where he had to lock hands and sort of just control wrestle you throughout the last round. You spooked him a bit in the second round. So collectively, we've all been waiting to hear what's happening. In saying that, now you've got your fight. I'm sure you think about this stuff. I'm sure people at home want to hear it. Do you think about the fighters that you would like to get matched up in the top 10, top 5, that type of thing? And which guys do you think you match up well against? If
I'm being honest, stylistically, I don't care. I just want the biggest name for fight value. Yeah. If I'm being honest, like at the end of the day, like I'm a prize fighter. I want to get in, make as much money as I can when I'm in, build my brand, get as much eyes on me. So it's just about whatever rankings they are, guys who are good at playing that game too, and you can have that back and forth, you can generate hype in that. Because realistically, like in the top 10 to 15, like it's pretty much whoever's going to show up on the night's probably going to win. Yeah. Like it's very much like a 5-5 or a 6-4 split for most fights. Very rare. You might have someone like Marab who's like, all right, you can probably pick him 7 to 8 times out of 10. Much more like this, like that 4 to 6 range, I think, with most of the fights. Yeah. At that very top level.
For sure.
So I think with that...
Gain the millimeters.
Exactly. And I think with that, it just shows like, all right, what will give you the most bang for your buck sort of thing? What's going to give you the most eyes, most exposure, generate the most hype, put the most arse in the seat, get you the most pay-per-views and that.
For sure.
And I think it's more about that aspect where I was looking, I'm like, all right, yeah, he's talented. He's just as talented as this guy, but this guy's profile is so much bigger and will do so much more for me if I beat him than if I beat this dude who's just as hard as a fight, but nobody knows him. 100%. At the same day, if the UFC says fight him and not him, you're like, okay. Told, but if they want to help build you and stuff like that, like, all right, we'll put him against him. So they're hard guys.
I mean, the Topuria fight.
Exactly right. They're
hard, build,
exactly right. Like there's hard guys.
Volk, Ilya,
if they're gonna be what they think they're gonna be, they're gonna build you up. If not, all right, then you can lose him. Then you can fight that other version. So that's how I think of it.
UFC know what they're doing at this point.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I love that, to be honest with you, because I think we see plenty of time these days now that the matchups aren't specifically to do with the rankings anymore. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we get the fights we need when we need them, but a lot of the time they're just trying to put the fights up that are going to sell the most tickets, and for good reason. So I think that's the best way to go about it. But saying that, who do you match up with good against? Who in your mind, who would you like to go after top 10?
Top 10. Who do I think? Always sounds bad. I think stylistically, like obviously I got outcraft by Topuria, but I think Marab's just a fun fight. I think like his style, like the cardio and that, I showed up 15 minutes on like 9 days notice. Like I know I'm pretty fit. I did all the testing of a UFC PI. I know where I know where I sit with like my fitness and that. So I think that would just be like a fun as one, just like a dream. It'd just be so sick. Just like, it's almost the same thing I say with people who spar Volk. You can watch Volk spar, and then you can go in front of him and you can be like, oh, fuck, like, it's different.
Yeah.
Same thing you just say when you're seeing this, and it's just like, that's the part, like, even when I fought Topuria, I was like, all right, I got some tape in him, and I went in there and I was like, oh, no, it's not going to be exactly like, it's different. Like, you feel like, even just like the defensive tendencies and stuff like that. So it's, anybody high level, I think, would be a sick fight, if I'm being honest. I think my style is pretty well-rounded.
I was about to say, it's because you back yourself as an MMA fighter, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's good. Like, let's be real. That's going to be your approach to this next fight with Mousasa. You're just going to out-MMA him. You know the game. You'll just take it where it needs to go, flow where it needs to go. That's why it's freestyle fighting, right? That's
exactly right.
And the other thing, like, I don't think people fully recognise your gas tank, man. I don't think people realise. Like, I only got told today by Matty Gibson.
Yeah.
He was telling me that you used to do your sparring rounds.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, they're good sparring rounds. Like, he used to do his sparring rounds and go for a 30K run to the rounds.
Yes.
So, like, for me, I've never been able to run 30Ks in my entire life. And I've also never been able to do 6 rounds of 5-round MMA rounds. So doing both of those, bro, that to me, man, I definitely would think that that's enough endurance to do, 5-rounder with Marab. I think you got Craig Jones in your camp. You've got such good jits, man. You'd be a scary dude on your back.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just got that really good, that really in and out, like fast striking too. Yeah. So I think it'd be an interesting fight, bro. Eh?
Yeah. I think any of them top guys is always like I think with a level like anyone from like, even like the top like 20, you could say, like, what I like about that is at that level, nobody has holes. Yeah. It's basically who can like put it together the best. Like, perfect example is that I think was the O'Malley and Marab rematch, where it was, all right, you know what Sean's going to do, we know what Marab's going to do, who can make the better adjustments and who can do it.
Who can implement
And then I was surprised because, not that I was surprised, but I think just how much more success Marab had in the second fight than in the first fight.
I think we find ourselves focusing on the development of Sean only.
Yeah.
It's like everybody benches Marab's development because they're like,
so
Sean,
fucking good already.
Yeah, and they're like, Sean's gone off and gotten so much better. And it's like, brother, Marab's probably been off doing the same stuff. Like, he's off getting looks in on guys like Sean.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it's I don't know. What do you reckon about Sean? Like, where do you reckon he goes from here? Do you reckon, because I would have loved to have seen a Peter Yarn fight.
I reckon, because Yarn and McGee fight tomorrow. I reckon if Yarn wins, he'll probably want that one back. Yarn, I reckon he'll probably call out O'Malley.
I'd love that fight.
Because then obviously Sandhagen, Marab's booked. And then who else is really up there at the moment? Umar, I think, said he might be looking at maybe in October.
Well, yeah, I think that just came through.
Was that Umar and Batista maybe?
Batista, came through this morning,
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I feel
that's a good fight, man.
It is.
Umar will probably just control wrestle most of it. But
I think if Yarn wins, that will be most likely. Then I think Marcus and Sean's trained together though, so I think if Marcus wins, they won't fight.
Oh, true.
I could be wrong with that, but I'm almost certain they're like maybe they're from the same country.
Because that's a fun fight. Let's be real. Sean O'Malley and Marcus McGee.
Yes,
that's a fun fight, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, I agree, bro. I totally agree. I've spoken to you about it before. I think once you get to that top end, I think there's so many variables in place for you guys on the march to fight night, on the moment you enter the cage, that it all comes down to who's able to get things perfect before entering the ring. And the mental side.
Yes.
Like, let's be real. I'm sure some fighters, I mean, most guys probably don't talk about it, but I'm sure something as simple as getting something as simple as getting like a weirdly worded text from your girlfriend on the morning of the fight could really throw you mentally. Do you know what I mean? Like for some guys.
Yes.
So I feel like getting it all to line up in that one moment for that one day, there's a lot involved in doing it.
After you've just almost killed yourself trying to make weight.
And I've watched you literally kill yourself. I was telling Sonny yesterday, I was like, it's different. It's like, because he was like, how far do they cut down?
Yeah.
I was like, they look like death. Like it's like a death. What do you think about that? Do you like that part of the game? Do you think that for you particularly, you've been doing it so long, it gives you a competitive edge? Or would you like to see it go natural weight class?
How I explain it is I don't know if it's the best solution, but I don't think there's a better one.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because everybody says hydration testing, which is like For 1FC, you can easily beat that. Say if I have to weigh 61 kilos, I wake up at 62, I drink a litre of water, I don't piss for an hour, I lose 2 kilos, I weigh 61, and I've got my bladder full, I then piss in a cup and I pass my hydration test.
Right.
But I'm actually worse because if you take away that water litre net drunk,
Yeah.
which is just in my bladder and that, I'm actually down to 60 kilos.
It's nothing. Yeah.
So it's even worse for me.
100%.
So I think that doesn't work. I think weighing before the fight won't work because I know if I have to fight and I have to walk in at 66, I'll just cut to 66.
Well, do you know it does work though?
What?
Just getting Brody to weigh in for you.
It does, except if he wasn't covered in tattoos.
Oh, true.
Oh, no way.
We'll just get some makeup.
Bit of Thin Lizzy. Just cover it up for him. But yeah, no, I think weight cutting is maybe because I don't cut heaps of weight. I don't mind it. Like,
What's it? What is your cut? What, 3 or 4 kilos?
Nah, fight weeks anywhere from 66 to 67 kilos.
No, I mean a 3 or 4 kilo drop. Like, what's your
day
walking
before?
weight? Yeah.
Oh, day before. Oh, do you mean out of camp, in camp?
Out of camp, like
So-
standard, like.
Out of camp, I used to be around 73.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm in like the 69, 70s because I know about this fight for.
Oh, so you only drop a few kilos.
Yeah. In camp, I'm probably going to drop like 2-3 kilos. Just because I've known about it for so long, it's just like naturally just like gives you more time to bring the walk rate down. Plus, I don't like to get as heavy in between. It's just like make smarter choices. Like, end of the day, you're a professional athlete. You don't need to be one of the fighters who blow up and have to lose 20 kilos in a fight camp.
What about how much? What do you reckon you're coming in at once you enter ring?
Well,
I know, like Case, he comes in heavy.
Oh, bro. So, Sydney was a bit different because we weighed in Friday and then I didn't fight till Sunday. But even then, I left the hotel at, I think, 70 kilos.
Wow.
So I would have fought around like 155, so 20 pounds.
So you keep it very natural. Eh?
Yeah, but then
You don't
say for
fluctuate.
Hex, 24 hours.
I think why you got such a good chin, you know.
Yeah, I don't cut. Yeah, and then I reckon for Hex, I'm like 68, so 7 kilos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I normally get to about 66, 67 the night after, like night before I go to bed, and I probably only put a kilo or 2 on the next day. And then once I have my first hit out, sweat out, I normally drop out a kilo on a bit too.
Yeah. So you got it wired, eh?
Yeah.
And then you see Case, like, it's different, eh? It's like each person's just like a whole different ball game.
Yeah, bro, I'll always remember when we fought in Bali the second, he didn't die on the second time. I almost died on the third time. Second time, he had like a 2-liter thing of Train Aid, maybe 2.5 liters. Or whatever it was, he drunk that because I think we weighed in at 12 and 2 or 1 and 3, whatever it was. However, we did that from the 1 o'clock. I saw him have 3 liters, let's say, and then we got back there at 3, 2 hours later, and he weighed 66 kilos, and he only drank 3 liters. I was like, I don't know how that is mathematically possible, but I've seen what you've drunk, I've seen what you weighed, I see you now, you've put on 6 kilos or 3 liters of fluid.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if it's like,
How is that
I don't know, bro.
Is he like photosynthesizing water or something?
Bro, you've seen how big he gets, though.
Yeah. He's a crazy beast, man.
Oh, bro, he does like gets to fight week at like 69 and just cuts from that.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, nah, like I almost didn't die. I was like pretty shit. Well, worst weight cut obviously for Sydney one, but like I did 12 kilos in like 12 days.
Oh, that's right. For the last one.
Yeah, bro. But it wasn't even that bad. Like I was writing about exercise because my thing is I always train the night before. Like I'll do like an hour, I'll do some pads. I think I did 3 threes and pads and rode an exercise bike for like.
I saw it with the sauna suit on.
Yeah,
with the tracksuit on.
Yeah, bro. I was chucking like my favorite boiler room set at the time and then just beanies and just zone out for an hour and just sweat.
Yeah.
I lost like 2.5 kilos in like an hour and a bit, which is pretty good sweat rate. So I went to bed. I only had like 1.2 kilos to go. Woke up next morning, dropped like 500 grams overnight. I had like 700 grams to go. And I was like, fuck yeah, sweet, easy money.
What's the mentality behind that? What's
training?
Training before coming into a fight. Like getting like...
Or sweating.
Well, I just mean like the night before a fight. Yeah. Like training that hard, do you know what I mean? Like,
the weight cut, you mean?
Yeah.
Not for weight. Well, I'll train Thursday night, waiting Friday, I didn't fight till Sunday. But say if I have to train Thursday night, waiting Friday for a Saturday, I'm like, I get to sleep well Friday night.
Right.
Night before doesn't matter.
So, right. So you don't do do you train to do a bit of your weight cut as well? So you do like training to cut weight as well, or is it just all sauna and...
No, I train most of it off.
Right.
I train most of it off because my thing is I'm normally always, maybe I've got mental issues, which I probably not. So, but
Talk to me,
yeah. I really enjoy the training aspect of the weight cut for some reason. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's a process. I've just tricked myself into loving it when I actually hate it. But I remember I was doing the bike and I was and Brad Riddell looks over at me and he's like, "You're the only cunt I've ever seen to smile during a wake up."
Nah.
I'm just smiling on my bike, sweating these kilos off.
Joe smiled.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, exactly. Because he's not doing it.
He's smiling.
Drinking coffee as I do it.
On the phone,
Yeah.
showing
And then I was like, yeah, sweet. And then it was the next morning I woke up, it was like 700 grams to go. Like, bro, these rooms are hot. Like, they do it right. They probably like crank the room to like 40. I had like 3 layers on, beanie. Bro, I didn't sweat for like an hour and a half.
Oh, you told me
break.
that. That's
I was
crazy.
so dry.
I never heard of that. Here it is.
Yeah, so I couldn't break a sweat. So I reckon I did 20 minutes on my bike, nothing. And this room's hot. Like, videographers are walking in, their cameras are fogging up, and they're sweating just filming us. So
and you couldn't break a sweat.
I couldn't break. And then I did 20 sauna blanket, 20 pads. So that was an hour, and I couldn't. And I had to do like another round of like pads, bike, and that. And then I finally started to break, and it was just miserable.
Well, are we talking because there's nothing in you?
There's nothing in me. And I was so cooked because I remember a couple of people I've spoken to about it. I'm like, yeah, like I told them like how bad this weight cut was. Like, yeah, I know I was there. And I was like, no, not for my Sydney one. Folks, videographer Jake, he's like, I was filming you. I was like,
oh,
no, he's like, I was. And I was like, really? He's like, I've made that video for you. And I was like, so I was sort of like, there's like not a black spot, but it's so patchy of what I remember from it.
Brain just turned everything else off. Yeah. Just got to like survive
just
lonely.
Stay awake and sweat.
Yeah. Did you hear that though? So like I've been talking to a young, like Sonny, my young mate, I've been talking to him about like what I think maybe one of the things that is the defining traits with you guys that end up becoming champion level athletes. And it's what you said before is one of the main things that I believe would be it is like your ability to change your mindset to the point where you can enjoy the hardships of the process. So the enduring the tough part of it becomes the bit that you enjoy. And I was saying, like, once you can do that, like the goal doesn't become the goal anymore. The goal is the process.
Yep.
Which means nothing, you could do anything really with that, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
How did you build that, man? I'm 36 years old. Like, I'm 36 years old, and I'm not going to lie, like, I've done a fair bit of self-help myself, bro, and I still can't get that mentality. Like, what drives it? Like, is it something you've worked on personally, or is it something that you were just inherently able to do? Because I need notes.
You need notes to help.
I do.
I don't know. I always think whenever I do anything I don't like to do, I'm like, there's 2 ways I can go about it. Like, baseline, I'm going to get it done. I can either get it done and whinge and suck about it and get it done and give 80% because 20% of me is bitching about it. I can just do 100% and just put up with it, and I'll probably be better off doing it, and I'll probably come out a better man because of it, is the way I just look at it, sort of thing. So I think like I always think nobody likes
simplistic view.
Yeah, like nobody's like a sooks and a fucking whinger. So if you're gonna do it right and buckle up and just get through it. Obviously, like I say this, but like I said, the next day was rough. But I don't think, not that my memory's grabbing that, but I don't think there was any point. Well, no, definitely like it was like, oh, it's too hard. Is that? I remember I did complain. I complained because I finally started sweating, and then Joe put me in the sauna tent. He's like 15. I was like, yeah, and I was 10 minutes in. I was like, oh, can I get out yet? He's like, no, it's 5 more. I was like, yeah, I'll jump straight back in. He's like, well, stay in. I was like, no, but I've got 3 layers on. I've got 3 layers on.
You finally
broke. So I got like socks, tights,
got nothing left in you.
Sweatsuit, trackies, and I've got 3 layers on in this scorching sauna tent. I was like, Joe, I'm sweating good. Like, give me 10 seconds to take my clothes
Your
off.
hair starts falling out.
This. I was like, it is so hot. But even then, he's like, all right, I got it out. I'm like, deep breath back in. I'm like, all right. And like, how is it? I'm like, fucking sucks. But I'm not going to get out. I'm going to do it till I make a weight and just get it done anyway.
For sure.
Just, been, this hurts so much. Get me out. Cry about it.
Those things definitely. I think people really struggle with the ongoing consistency of the grind, bro. I think that's where people find the most difficulty is the getting up and doing it every day. And I think that's when, like, for example, like for all the people watching at home, like we were at Freestyle Gym, went in there, everybody trained. Then at the end of the night, there was a few people left sweeping and blah, blah, blah. Like, who do you reckon the guys were left there at the end doing the sweeping and everything? It's not who you think. It's the UFC guys, Mullarkey, Colby, the pros. Like, they're there at the end. It's like there's a mentality that seems to go in every aspect of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All the way up from sweeping it out at the camp to turning up and grinding day in, day out, doing sparring sessions. And my thing is, it's like, what are the people, what are these kids at home who want to launch into these careers? What should they be trying to implement to be able to do these consistent?
I think the best thing is, I always just say you can never skip 2 days. You can skip 1 day because whatever reason, something might pop up, you can skip it, or skip 2 days, it's going to become a habit.
Yeah, that's like, a good thing to live by, man.
I'm like, all right, so.
It's simple.
Exactly. Like, I skip every Sunday training. I might do my own thing, some weights, might do a run of that, but I skip 1 day from the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm back in there for the next
day.
Yeah. And if I have to miss Wednesday, that's fine, because I can make up Thursday.
Yeah.
But if I miss Wednesday and Thursday, and like, it's different for me because I'm a professional athlete. Like, people are like, oh, this is a job, but this goes to every avenue of my life.
That's what I'm talking about.
If I'm reading, if I'm staying on top of my nutrition, if I'm holding myself accountable in relationships or anything like that. It's because I just don't let that happen.
That's
it's so easy to just fall off that wagon. I think people get too obsessed. Like easiest example everybody knows, like someone who like diets Monday to Friday and they'll binge eat Saturday, Sunday, and then diet starts back on Wednesday because it comes back in. But it's so easy. But like, I just tell them, like, all right, wake up Sunday, feel like a sack of shit for what you did yesterday.
Feel the feels.
Yeah, feel the feels, then get over it and get back into the routine.
100%.
Otherwise, you're going to feel worse 3 days when you've just added an extra 3 days.
Yeah.
Like 1 day is not that damaging for anything really.
Yeah.
Context. But
I totally agree.
3, 4, 5, then it becomes a week. And then you'd be okay. And then as soon as the gaps get bigger, it gets harder to catch back up. And then you just, nobody ever does something for 6 months and stops in a day. They slowly trickle out of anything.
Well, you know what? If you ever end up like, if your career ends up, you know, not going the direction that you want it to go, you probably have a pretty good future in self-help.
Cheers, brother.
You know, right? Yeah. I'm learning each just sitting. You taking notes?
Yeah. Good man.
Get the notepad out. Yeah, man. Jon Jones. I guess you're a perfect person to talk about this because you grew up in an age where Jon Jones was the pinnacle.
Yes.
When we grew up in the sport, we looked at Jon Jones. He went through all the top guys, the guys we all idolized. And now on the back end, I'll be straight up with you, man. Like, I'm going to ask for your, how you see it. But me as a fan purely, he's not a duck, bro. He's just a dick. Like, honestly. Like, the dude just sounds like a wanker, bro.
Yeah.
Like, to leave with the Tom Aspinall thing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the White House thing
gets announced,
to then say, I'll fight anyone.
Yeah.
I believe he would. But only now because it's at the White House.
Yeah.
And for me, you're a dickhead for that.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Well, I think career asterisk PEDs in person is very different. Career, fantastic. Career asterisks and PEDs, I just think you're a drug cheat. Like,
yeah,
at the end of the
you're
day,
not a goat.
Exactly right. Like, I think, okay, so what? Everybody's doing it. That you think everybody's doing it. And you say that you hear them guys who get caught, like, oh, they're all doing it, so why can't I do it? It makes it even playing field. Well, there's actually a lot of guys who aren't doing it. It's just a weak mindset to adopt. So I'm not saying he's obviously weak. He's still like one of the greatest ever to do it. Like, fight-minded.
Caveat, obviously.
Exactly right.
And
but
everybody should understand that. There's a caveat there. Like, all fighters understand he's one of the greatest fighters to ever enter the ring. That's not the conversation at all. It's not. It's the sheer fact that the dude can have the gall to believe that he is, you know, the penultimate or the ultimate professional and the ultimate goat in this sport, when he's literally committed nothing but mistakes and poor choices with his and you know what else? Like, DC, man, carves him up. DC carves him up. Let's say, like, for me, like, he comes out the other day and he goes, oh, I buried you twice, rah, rah, rah. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't, to be honest.
Oh, man. He came out with this tweet against DC recently, basically saying, I've already buried you twice. Next time I'll bring a shovel to your house. That's what he said to him in a tweet, like 2 days ago.
Yeah, shit.
And DC's come straight back out. And this is the whole craziness to the whole Jon Jones thing for me. He comes out. His response is, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said anything about, I never mentioned your name.
Oh, so he's just went off.
He's just spun this threat of burying him out into the... Just to me, man, I just think DC just looks so much more classy.
Yeah.
And John says he's living rent-free, and it's the other way around.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
big time.
DC's not like replying to random fans on Twitter and shit like that, bro.
And how does it feel like, how is it for you? Because I know, like, for me, it's not good. I sit there and go, he's supposed to represent the sport as the best at it.
Yeah.
He makes the sport look foolish. Like,
yeah, bro. I think it's sad when you have such an athlete of such high prestige in a sport, accolades-wise, but you can't respect it because who they are outside of it.
He couldn't have put it better.
Like, if you put his accolades on any of the current champions, they're a world's beater, superstar, great person, in and out of a ring. Like, say, like, even someone like your Pantoja, who doesn't get the respect they deserve. Like, Marab, if he had his accolades, and you obviously go to, like, the Volks, for Ilias, everybody up there, if they have done what he's done and been on his run, GOAT, superstar.
It's not even a question.
But just, like, even, like, the things that constantly come out, like, just getting busted for drinking, just that, like, at the end of the time, like, I understand everybody makes mistakes, but, like, there's a certain point in time where it's like, it's not a mistake, it's just, like, a habit, or it's just one where you just don't care to fix it, sort of thing.
Man, like, that line is cold as from DC now, like, looking back.
Oh, yeah.
That one where it goes, you will continue to make, I look at your assistant, she knows what's happening.
Yeah. Just rips him out. He's like, that's the type of person you are, John.
Yeah. Never change. So good.
But yeah, look at it now. Like, DC's arguably one of, like, most respected figures. He's more respected than John.
And
he's
loved.
He's lost to the dude twice.
Yes.
But, like, it just shows, like, you can have all that. But I think if you're... Same with, like, McGregor. Like, realistically, like, I was a massive fan of him up, like, when he double champ, or even the run, getting to out and like, fuck, this dude's doing like the greatest thing ever for MMA, and then now you're like coked up as like
Alvarez win.
Knuckles. Oh, bro,
it's like the perfect
performance of a lifetime,
mate. It's like perfect, like, like you're playing Tekken or whatever.
Yeah,
like, perfect. That's him. That's
exactly.
Like, those combos like that. That's insane. And then one of the craziest falls. I did a video the other day of him and Dustin. I was actually watching. Like, doing the video, you go back and watch all the stuff. And I was just sitting there going, man, Conor, like, you've had, in the time you've been in this sport, like, the contribution, the rivalries, like, he's had multiple absolute, like, huge level rivalries.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody else has contributed. And then to just come out the back end, he's probably not even going to be remembered as a martial artist.
No, he won't. No.
He'll be remembered as just like a train wreck.
Yeah. It's like, McGregor, is that a guy who fought the one for hours? Is that not? Was he the first ever double division champ?
No.
Or the supervised box Floyd Mayweather? No.
The collective mindset of humanity now, due to scrolling and all that stuff, we all know it, we read it all the time. Like, the memory span so short.
Yeah.
Like, Conor McGregor in 5 years from now, he'll be probably known for BKFC and IH Forge Stout or whatever it is. Which is sad, man.
Yeah.
Because he really did trailblaze through the UFC.
Started it all.
Changed it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one to watch. What do you think about the Ben Askren situation? I know you guys have had problems with staff down at your gym in the past, and all gyms have it, eh?
Correct.
What's I can't believe, man, how quickly that spiraled into what happened to him.
Yeah.
Like, what's the go? That can't be common.
No,
is that because he's had it so many times?
I reckon there could be a few things. One, I remember reading something because his travel schedule. So he was traveling here, there, and everywhere. So your immune system is compromised from that. Yeah. I think him being a wrestler, so growing up with staff, so you obviously, as Jarrett, he pretty much had to retire because he became resistant to antibiotics.
That's what I meant.
So I think that plays a factor. Then also, it could have just been, I'm traveling. That's a pimple. I know what it is, and just
that.
Just leaving it. It's like, it's all right. I'm traveling. Once I get home, I'll fix it. And it could have just all it takes is turn septic like that, and then you can end up in a situation like that. So I think it's just a combination of factors. Realistically,
series of unfortunate
events. Staff's bad. It can kill you, but you always preface it. But I always say it's not that bad. Get onto it. Take some antibiotics. If you do everything correct, you should be all right. You might have to go to hospital, get it lanced, IVs. Like, the worst ones I've had, I had to get IVs for it, sort of thing. But still, as soon as you get the treatment, it's not going to get actively worse.
Yeah.
But when circumstances like that happen, or Tim, I forget his last name, he used to be a professional fighter. He caught staff over in Bang Tao. You probably would have seen it with his leg. guy who got the staff and
I
turned
think
into
so,
bone
yeah.
infection.
And there was the photos of it. Hey, man, that's
Correct.
hectic.
But same thing. He had a staff. He went in for something. I think he had a bone bruise.
That's
and they
hectic, eh?
wrong antibiotics, then it just spirals out of control like that. And now you're playing catch up, and poor dude almost not only lost his leg, almost lost his life. So it's fucking very severe.
You don't see it on gravestones much, though.
No,
The old
exactly
staph
right.
infection. It's just crazy to think.
Yeah.
Like double, like, man, think of all the people smoking and that, like, flat out, to have just some infection to take out your lungs. It doesn't even make sense to me. Like, the whole thing just sounds so wild.
Yeah.
And then I hear how common staph is in fighting gyms, like all around the place. Every fighter I talk to is always
Probably had it.
And battling, like, every gym's battling it. And then I went up and trained with some BJJ guys up on the Gold Coast, and like, how do you deal with mat burn, man? Like,
I don't get it, eh?
How? Because that's, I reckon, the worst part.
I reckon because I don't
turning me off BJJ.
Because I don't scrape my body on the mat.
Everything's planted. I was thinking that.
Yeah, like people do like a penetration step because I show it when I'm wrestling class, like penetration step, and like, my toes. I'm like, yeah, because you're just doing like this, just glide.
Yeah.
Like when I glide my feet, like I don't have any pressure. Same thing when I hit my knee for my shot. I'm not hitting my knee and sliding through. I'm touching off it. I'm bouncing off the ground. Like there should be no force going in and scrape it. Don't get me wrong. You're gonna get mat burn, but I actually got mat burn. I got like maybe a week ago from, I think it would have been in grappling exchange. Like I tried to jump over, wasn't there. I scraped my knee. But honestly, that was the first time in probably like, I don't even know, maybe 5 years. Like I don't even remember getting it. No, it can get infected, but it just takes some skin off. Like bro, I've had staph when I fought Topuria. I thought I had staph.
I remember that,
in my groin.
But you weren't talking about it,
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, and I thought I had it, and then I ended up popping it myself, and I was like, "Fuck! I wonder if that was actually staph." Because like it felt like staph, it looked like staph, but I popped it, and I think it went away weigh-in night because I finally got. I think like it was ready to pop. I was like, "If I'm just gonna fucking pop it, whatever happens, happens. We're gonna fight 2 days anyway."
Did you feel the effects of the staph? Like,
I don't know.
People say that, eh?
It does.
Yeah.
I've had it before. I don't think so. Like I don't think so, to be honest. But like I felt
not like that Bali fight.
Yeah, bro. Because I was cutting weight. But then why I'm going with this is then one of them that popped up again, and I had to take antibiotics because it was staph. But I think it was the second time it came back worse.
Right.
After a fight, obviously your body's battered, everything infected. And then I got one on the other side, and I was like, got it swabbed, and I was like, fuck, I just took antibiotics 2 weeks ago. I don't really want to take them. So I got it swabbed. Turns out it was staph, but I actually got rid of it like myself, which I'm not telling anybody to do.
Yes.
But I think there are certain cases in that where I got on it early, I popped it, I applied tea tree 4 times a day, I killed it, disinfected, did it all myself, and within 3 days it was gone. And I think whilst I say this is because sometimes people get so readily to jump on antibiotics.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
You can get resistant. One, they fuck up your guts, and then two, as we've seen with
you cop that bad. That's what you reckon the Bali thing
Bali, yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So I had a fight camp. I'd staph twice in fight camp in 8 weeks, and then I rocked up to Bali and I had 2 staph infections, one over my car.
Yeah.
So I spent 3 out of like 8 or 9 weeks, 3 of them weeks on antibiotics.
Yeah.
And then I obviously got Bali belly and got sick as well. I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Good time.
Good times. Don't remember it because I was dying.
So let's talk about the PI, like what you guys are looking to do down here. We'll hopefully go for a look through there tomorrow. Eh? So what's the plan? You guys are looking to just increase the size, start to make this more of like a hub, start to, encourage people to come in from around the country, right?
Yeah, I think Joe wants it to be like exactly right, like a Freestyle MMA PI, where it's like it's a spot to be. I think because, wait, when was it? No. So our Monday and Wednesday night classes are the biggest. And you see, it's a pretty small gym.
Yep.
We got 40 people in there for a striking class. We're very limited by what we can teach. Like we can't teach exits. We can't teach much circling drills. Can't teach very much range stuff because there's just not a room for it. So I think first it's just going to be great because we have the space. It's going to fill up very quickly with people we already have, but it's also going to give us more space to obviously make our classes bigger, expand more. Then it's just a multi-level facility. So downstairs is going to be like the functional weights room, outside recovery, sauna, cold plunge, upstairs, got the CJI pit going, 3 of the walls, got the MMA section and things like that. So I think it's just going to be like that one-stop shop, which is going to be great for us because I can Say Monday when I was teaching Altar, I'd wake up at 5:15. I'd go teach at 6 a.m. Finish at 7. Drive to Wollongong, lift 7:30 to 8:30. Come back freestyle, train till 10:30, 8 to 10:30. Go home during the day for a break. Come back at Volk was in camp for this, so sometimes I'd get there at I think it was either 2:30 or 3. Then I'd train say 2:30 to 3:30. Shower, teach the kids 4 till 5. Then train another 2 hours at night, and that's just a Monday.
Bro,
so that's a lot plus the
hectic.
back and forth. So even things having like a weights gym there
where
I can finish like a weights. I'm like, sweet, I've got an hour. All right, sweet. I can just go lay down, put a pillow in it, lay down on a mats and things like that.
And then Kel and Taj were telling me last night the plans to have all your conditioning and stuff in-house too, right?
Exactly, correct.
All your recovery.
Yep, everything.
You'll have, is that like sports science and stuff in there?
So South Coast Health Hub with,
I see, is that Chris Jaffrey?
Chris Jaffrey, correct.
Cool,
Chris Jaffrey, McBain's.
I watch his stuff. It's cool stuff, yeah. Awesome, man. That sounds like it's going to be really good. What's the go with coaches? Are you upping the coaching?
I think we're going to have to.
Yeah,
I think we're going to have to. Yeah, definitely. So I think we'll be good to get another person in to help with the kids program.
Yep.
And then just spread the load a little bit more evenly between the active fighters and maybe with new coaches or whatnot.
Cool.
Offer more. Because currently I'm teaching, Bulk's obviously teaching some stuff and he's there, Joe's running it. So it's mainly like the three of us running it. But like say last week, Joe just got back today. So he was gone for 2 weeks and Bulk was gone for that period. So it is hard sometimes. Whereas I'll have to...
Oh, just less hands on deck kind of
Well, it's just me sometimes.
Yeah.
Just running it. So I have to like run the boys through the fight simulators whilst there's a public class, which isn't bad. We can get it done because it's a small space. But you can't have one person trying to run in between and do all that. So
especially
I think
now that you're in camp.
Exactly right. But I think it's good because you got the space. It's going to just attract so much more going on and that sort of thing. Yeah.
100%. What about with the CJI pit? Is the plan to run events? Like, are you guys going to look? I think we're
definitely going to do open mats there, like public open mats. And I think Joe said he wouldn't mind doing something like
cool opportunity.
Cool in-house comp or
something.
Because
that's the raised edging, right?
Correct.
That's sick.
Yeah. Plus
no other places in Australia have that?
Maybe in Australia, but nowhere would have it to this level, to this space. Like, this is by far. Once you see it, it's like by far, but like it's almost like, would it be maybe half to 3/4 of one of the walls of our gym, including the mirrors and that, up. Maybe 2 of the lengths across and like another quarter back.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. But slanted walls. So it's not an actual pit, so it's matted and it's just a slanted wall.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yeah, so it's like a J, so it comes around like that. Okay. But it's definitely going to be the bigger space.
Yeah.
Because like it might look sick to have a wall like this size done, but you might fit 2 or 3 people on it.
Yes,
Whereas we can probably fit like, I don't even know, like at least probably 10 pairs. 20 people on there grappling now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Even if you could imagine if you're like, all right, we have a pit grappling class. So it's a hybrid between war work and jiu-jitsu where we do pit-specific techniques.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And just shoot some shit and have some fun with it. Be sick.
For sure.
Like, hey, do you want to roll? Yeah, let's roll against the pit and see, like, how it feels. Yeah.
And is the plan to have, like, because I like the idea of, like, with those hub kind of places, have it, like, almost community style, like, where you have, like, a cafe there. You know, you got basically, like, people hang around. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, I know with normal gyms, it's like classes. So they'll turn up, they'll be here from this time till this time, pack it down, come back. But what's the plan with the PI? Because I know with the UFC ones and that, it runs all the time, right? Yeah. Is that the same style?
I'm actually not too sure about that. So I assume it would be something like that. But obviously, I don't think to that extent with a cafe and that. But I guess it would naturally sort of lend itself to that. Especially like, say, you got the outdoor area. So you can imagine summer.
Yeah.
Finish a MMA class, go lift weights, go jump in an ice bath. Like, there's probably
food truck out the
there's probably something there you can do with that just because of space and things like that. So I'm not sure what but it's definitely like a direction they'll go with that.
Because I think that's like, especially like places like Windang, like, you know what I mean? The country towns, like they can do with awesome spaces like that where young guys, like young people, young women can go and spend time there instead of going, like, you know, spending time around the streets and stuff. They can go learn the martial arts. They'll learn to be better versions of themselves. But all right. So what about, we got these, let's talk about some other Aussie up and coming.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Righto. So first of all, what do you guys think about the George Bango's Marwan Rahigi combo coming out of Lionsden?
I think it's great. I'm very excited to see George on Contender. What
do you think about De Silva, his opponent?
I've only seen his finishes, to be honest.
I've just seen that one.
The spinning.
The
heel kick, yeah. He looks dangerous, but I think George is going to be much more well-rounded. I can't can't speak too much because like I look at a topology and I look at like records of it, and but I know the caliber of people who George beat, and I know what level he's at, so I'm fairly comfortable he should finish this dude in the first round.
When you say that, you mean you're comfortable he's like ready to be UFC?
Yeah, definitely.
100%. And that's big. Like that's big accolades coming from across from another gym, which I love about you, man.
Yeah,
you just call it how it is.
Exactly right. Yeah,
and I love that because like there should be more of it in the Australian scene. I reckon more supporting stuff.
Yeah,
but so the end of the year, who else we've got? Navajo, Stirling, we've got you so far on there. Have you heard any talk? Any vibes of any of the others?
Ngannou. No, I have no idea, bro. I get told fuck all.
Taylor Harrison versus Ngannou.
Yeah, book it.
That's the main event.
Yeah. No, I got no idea.
I'd like to see Cody on.
Yes, that'd be good. I hope he's healed up, I really hope he's healed up and he can get on that fight in front of his home. Not that I was fortunate enough, because obviously it's very shit what happened to him, but that led to me being able to fight in front of my home city for my debut, because he pulled out and he couldn't continue for the fight. So I feel like it's only fair that he gets that opportunity now. It's in Perth that he's able to experience that and fight in front of his hometown as well.
Especially when you're already on it. But I can't wait to see Cody back in there, man. Yeah, and you know what? Like he seems like a legend, bro.
Yeah, he's a really nice dude.
I doubt he would care. He would just love the fact that you get another shot at it, I reckon. He just seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
The whole Vex PRP team, like all the fighters on there, man, I reckon they all seem like good guys, eh? It's such a good group. Mm-hmm. Amina just over at UAE Warriors. Yeah. It's a bummer, but good fight.
Good fight, yeah. Tough. He's fighting like an ex-UFC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Shana was in UFC.
True.
She was in UFC. She missed weight. She missed weight by a kilo. She looked a lot bigger than Amina. I think Amina's naturally, I think she's even spoke to her. I was like, she might go down, try like a straw weight. Just goes down, see what happens with that. Because I always think like, she's not a big flyweight and she doesn't have to cut a lot of weight. So I think accepting the fact that, all right, I'm going to have to cut weight. Cutting weight sucks, but getting comfortable with that fact and cutting weight could really see her just gone.
So you think she's got to come down?
I think so. I think
because Is that straw weight?
Straw weight, yeah. Because we fought on the same card, so I know like she only gets like to 60 kilos on. She puts on 3 kilos. Like I know females don't put on as much, but like imagine me if I weighed in 61 and I walked against Topuria at 64.
Yeah.
Like I looked pretty small when I was like 69, 70. Imagine if I had 4 or 5 less kilos. I look tiny. You can't fight that. You have to accept it at the highest level, like, because you might be. I honestly think Amina was more skillful than this chick.
Yeah,
I think she could have pieced her up everywhere.
Yeah,
I just think that girl having wherever it was like 6 to 8 kilos on you.
Yeah,
it's gonna weigh. It's gonna wrestle. It's gonna hold you down. The punch is gonna have more pop. It's just everything's just gonna be that
mass,
bit harder. Yeah. Exactly right.
Harder to move it around.
And like you said, a game of millimeters.
That's a big deficit,
big percentage. Like, yeah, exactly.
Man, I totally agree. But it's cool. Like she's going over there fighting UAE Warriors.
It's fucking gangster.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. For taking hard fights. It's good.
Love that stuff, man. Eh? And all right, so now to diverge onto a totally different topic. So you as an individual, like let's separate you from the fighter for a second. Okay, I just wanted to stop it quickly there. If you're still hanging around, I appreciate you. This next little bit is the malfunction, but hey, still got it. Clips off at the end a little bit. But if you're still hanging around, please give it a like, give it a follow, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate you. Let's check it out. See you next time. Love yous. For everyone at home, like in your own time, you know, you've got your partner Bella.
Yep.
Like what is it? What gets you kicking in your own time? Like I know you love you're out and about. You're not much of like a TV person.
Yeah.
You like to get out, do things. Like for the people at home, you're not just a fighter.
No.
What makes you Colby Thicknesse?
That's a good question. I think what makes me is that anybody who comes across me, no matter what I'm doing, just sees like a very pure and authentic version of myself doing whatever it is. Like if I'm sounds silly, but if I'm driving, if I'm getting groceries, if I'm playing with my blind cat or my evil Bengal who wakes me up at 6 a.m. and meows at me to get fed, if I'm hanging out with Bella or if I'm at the gym, like it's always just me being me. And I think people just can resonate with that. Like very few times have I had quick interactions, and I doubt anybody's left feeling like, oh, I think he's like
Yeah.
a shit person or anything like that. So
No
I think
way.
I just go through, like, I love what I do, but I just go through life. Like, I take it very seriously what I do, but like at the end of the day, like we're like little germs like this big on a rock through space, and sometimes it's like put in perspective. Like,
I agree.
take things seriously, but doesn't mean you can't be serious and not have fun and just be
find the fun in it.
exactly right. Pretty much like, have a good Tuesday.
Look for the 100%. See you next year. But no, I totally agree. I can attest to that with you. And you know what? To be honest with you, there's plenty of people out there that would hate to admit that that's the truth with you. Like online and stuff, they hate the fact that that's the person you are, given the situation you're in. Yeah, but it really is. Like, you just see you're authentic to who you are all the time. Yeah. I take notes from that. Like, I've just started my own YouTube channel, and I literally take notes from that. Like, you said it to me once, and I remember thinking to myself, try and be more authentic to who you are. And you really do shine that stuff through. Yeah. It shows, because like, you came out the back end of a loss to Topuria's brother, this, phenom. You've got all these foreign fans now, like massive foreign fan base, like all based off the way that how you handled it from start to finish. Yeah. So hats off to that, I reckon, man.
I think it's
really
just cool. Doing whatever you want to do. And it's just like I said, just be yourself with it. Yeah. Like, as cliche as it sounds, but like, everybody else is taken, and like, you're never going to be like a better version of anybody but yourself. Yeah. Like, I can try and mimic you and be just as like you, but I'm never going to be you. So
you'll fall short. Yeah.
So it's like, well, what's the point of that? Just find what you enjoy, be yourself throughout it, and whatever happens, it happens. Like, people are going to love you or hate you, like, regardless of what you do or what you say. Like, to be please one crowd, you're going to displease another crowd with no matter what you do. And it's just, all right, this crowd likes what you do. All right, you might have to lend into a little bit more or turn up yourself from an 8 to a 10 when you're with that crowd, but it doesn't mean you have to change your identity and try and preach to the wrong crowd.
No, that's so like true, man. 100%. Just up and down in the excitement levels, eh? Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think a lot of young men could take a bit from that, man, is to just sort of just sit in yourself a bit, be happy to sit within that part. Because, like, man, I have that problem myself, man. Like, sometimes where you find yourself just like, who am I trying to be? Especially behind the camera. Yes. Who am I trying to be? Who am I trying to portray? The reality is, man, the easiest and best person to portray is just the authentic you.
Yourself, exactly, yeah.
It's cool. I mean, you got to grow up watching Joe, and I've had the opportunity to hang with Joe a few times now, and like, honestly, that he's a very authentic.
Yeah, he's the most authentic person I know.
For lack of a better word. No, but he's as authentic, man, and I love that. Yeah. Very welcoming, and just like, you can't, like you said, people just gravitate towards you. Yeah, exactly. They resonate, and I feel like, you being, not to take anything away from you doing it yourself, but I just mean having those role models around you and getting to see that in its, working as it goes. I just think it's very cool, man. I wish I had those role models, bro.
Yeah, no, it's good too. I think, because like, I always think about it, like, even if you like, say you put on a mask to pretend to be someone and people love you, like, at the end of the night when you're home alone, you have to take off the mask and be yourself. So they don't even love you, they just love you for who you're portraying that. So it's very much just, all right, Jesus. Just let him love you for who you
are. Some long, hard looks in the mirror. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my chat with the great Colby Thicknesse. Thanks again for the hard carry, champ. I will get better, I promise. Next one up, K-Sib Murder Murdoch. Thanks, ladies and gents. Till next time, Sonny from Swings Fight Tube. Love yous.